Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and what a scorcher here in Kildare, in Newbridge in Kildare. And just before we say anything, another big shout out to Andy Cross on his 21st birthday again. What a night it was. And thank you very much to Andy and his family for inviting us down. I'm just here with Joseph. As you know, Joseph is here every second week with the other guys. They never fail to come down, regardless of the fact that, you know, they don't get a great amount of people to come out and support them. But it's always about quality, never about quantity. So I'm just going to have a quick chat here with Joseph and let him get out of the sunshine. He's been standing here for hours. Hi, Joseph. Good afternoon. You're here again. This is, I know it's every second week, isn't it, here?
That's it, every second week.
Yeah. So how are things going for you at the moment down here?
It isn't too bad. We do it on Sundays in Bray, and it's much better in Bray than it is in Newbridge. It's surprising. I mean, there isn't all that much of a distance between here and Bray, but the people in Bray are much more aware and much more concerned about what's happening in the country.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, if it's about injection deaths, if it's about the sexualisation of children, about the using of cash. They're much more aware in Bray than you are in Newbridge. But
well, we saw in Dalkey as well, so it does vary from place to place. And Joseph, any groundswell here at all? Well, look, there's people beeping, so
there is some. There's always some support, absolutely.
Yeah.
But all that we can do is do our best to make people aware. I mean, they are good at taking the flyers.
Sure.
We've got the Wake Up Era flyers, the excess debts, the cash, and the
digital currency, and
so we've got it all there. So they are good at taking the flyers. But I mean, it always improves.
Yeah. Joseph, any support from your local councillors? Any support from any community group leaders or councillors, or do they ever come down and give you a little dig out with flyers?
No, we haven't seen anyone at all. It's really the same people who are here now.
Yeah.
Have been here for a long time.
They have.
It is very difficult to attract. I know it is not the most maybe exciting thing exciting of things to do, to hold a board and hand out flyers, but it's better than being online all the time.
Well, no, Joseph, I would have said it's the most important thing to do.
It isn't exciting, but
it's not exciting, but it is important. It's vital.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you're in a chamber and your friend is agreeing with you and you're agreeing with your friend and you both think you're both lovely, what does that achieve? It's when you get out on the mean streets here and I noticed a few of them are still shouting, get off the road. That's where the people are.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph, just talking about briefly, we see during the week now, I think it's two politicians that have now come out, Heather Tobin being one of them, and said that they are vaccine injured 4 years down the line. Any thoughts on that, Joseph?
Well, it's very unusual. I think that what's happening at the moment now, this is July 2025, and I think there's a soft release of information. They've chosen people with quiet voices who will put out in dribs and drabs all of the people who have been injured and died from the COVID injection. I know Heather Tobin and his sister Mairead Tobin, who's a pharmacist who knew very well since 2021 not to trust the COVID injections. But it's a soft release of information. They're going to say that they've only found out recently that it's not accurate information that they're getting, that it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
But Heather Tobin knew full well in 2021, if not 2020, 2019 and before 2019, that he was put in a position of power long before the election of 2020, so that he's a very obedient person. He'll do as he's told. He wants to keep his job. So if that means putting his constituents at risk of death or serious injury, then that is a price that he was willing to take.
Yeah. Well, Joseph, just on that, if I was in Navan now, I can walk in and get the job in Navan. He lives in Navan. I haven't seen him down at the pharmacist. I haven't seen him call a rally in Navan to stop this. Okay, so even if he's saying now, oh well, I only know now, today is Saturday, where's the rally in Navan? If there was, I'd be at it. Says it all.
Well, I've I believe he is saying now in 2025 that he did get an adverse reaction, which was Bell's palsy, since taking it. But that must have been in 2021, and surely if he was injured, especially with Bell's palsy, it's very, very obvious. If a person has it, the whole side of their face is frozen. It's almost like a stroke. And surely if he was injured, either in that way or any other way, he would have come out and says to his constituents, look what's happened to me, it could happen to you.
Sure.
And shouldn't we shut it down now instead of waiting?
Sure.
He waited 4 years.
I mean, his own personal medical record is his own business. We're not saying that, but when you have a public figure and people are bringing it to your attention, this is very serious, and you're suffering this, and you don't think it's your constituents' business. I mean, he's more than welcome, and again, I wouldn't suggest that he could, but he could maybe take some photographs of what Bell's palsy actually looks like, and maybe he could let his constituents know what to look out for, maybe, because some people do think it's a stroke. It's very, it's very worrying when it happens to somebody. So, the offer is there for Peadar to put out images of what Bell's palsy looks like, so that people can go, oh my God, I'm not having a stroke, but this is serious enough. It's just a suggestion for Peadar.
Absolutely. I mean, as you're saying, with the Bera have been calling for an end to the jobs even before they came out in 2021, because we knew that they would only have 3 effects. It's either going to kill, it's going to injure, or have no effect at all. If it wasn't done to put out for any so-called virus, and Peadar Tóibín and any other politician who's coming up now, we can see what they're doing.
They're late to the party. They're very late to the party. 4 years late. And finally, I wonder, did Mairead encourage him to report his vaccine injury, and maybe he could talk to his constituents the process of that. He's the professional. Mairead is the professional. So even if they called a meeting in Navan or wherever and say, listen, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, how to report it, I'd love to see that event happening, So listen, Joseph, you've really, you've hit all the points. They're very salient points, and let's wait and see. The big whitewash is coming. The big white elephant is here, and the big whitewash is coming.
We just can't trust these politicians. What they're saying now is true, but they've waited all of these years to say it. And they've been told not to say it until now.
When all the people are jabbed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, listen, as always, the guys have been brilliant here. They come every second week regardless and across the street, and it is difficult sometimes when you don't see people supporting you, and this is the real measure of the real warriors, not the keyboard warriors, but the ground warriors. So listen, from Edel here, from the lads, from the whole of the line, Paul, from the whole lot in Kildare, God bless you all, take care.